Well, as you can see, I started running wheat reluctantly. I should have started about 2 hours ago, but it's been a shit show trying to figure out exactly what the moisture is on this stuff. Yesterday I ran a little bit and it tested 15.3. Today I ran a little bit and I adjusted my tester to match what the elevator was testing, and I was getting, today on my tester, I was getting a 14.9 when I first started. So then I took that sample down to the elevator just to double check, and they were saying it was at 15.5. How on earth wheat picks up half a point in 24 hours short of getting rain, I don't know. So I came back, ran a little bit more, tested it again. My tester was still testing lower than the elevator, so I went and tested it at another place, or at a buddy's house, and that tester was testing lower than the elevator. And then I went and double checked it on another buddy's tester, and that one was testing lower than the elevator. And then I just said, screw it, I'm coming over, we got to get rolling. I'm going to come over, run a hopper, see what happens, dump it, spread it out in the bottom of the truck. Hope to God that they take it, because the elevator won't take anything over 14.5. So I just tested some out of this hopper, and on my tester it was saying 14.4, and so far my tester has been testing a little higher, other than that 14.9 that was completely rogue. So far my tester's been testing a little higher than the elevator, so we shall see what happens. But regardless, we got a breeze going. Hopefully that keeps the dew off for a little while. I'm gonna try, I don't know if I'll succeed, I'm gonna try to get the truck full, but at least get one more hopper run out. But gotta do something, because as you can see, this field was clean before we started getting all the rain, and now that we're starting to get all the rain and all the foliage is to nest off the wheat, we got common ragweed coming in. So the head wasn't feeding all that great right at the beginning, but the more I cut, the better it feeds, because it needed shined up. Without the filler bars in the cylinder, this thing runs completely different. I swear to God, it's a completely different combine. And this thing always had a little bit of a vibration to it when you were running it. Finally found what it was. When I went to take the filler bars out of the cylinder, 2 of them have scallops cut in one side of them, so you can get a wrench behind them to get the nut off, and then the other 6 are just straight cut. And you're supposed to put the 2 with the notches 180 off from each other, so you'll have one with notches, 3 full bars, one with notches, 3 full bars. Well, they had them off. They had one with notches, 4 bars, one with notches, 2 bars. So the cylinder was out of balance. the fuel line's no good. Pulled the return line off of the injection pump and not a damn drop, which means the flex plate has disintegrated and plugged the return line, which is basically trying to hydrolock the pump now. So, anyhow, I'm gonna run what I can by myself, and then my buddy Matt's probably gonna bring his dad's 9560 over because we were supposed to be good on rain until Sunday. Well, now we got chances of rain on Thursday. This is Tuesday night, so it would be really, really, really rough trying to do this by myself. I don't think I can make it happen. This breeze stays up though, I should be able to keep cutting, so here's hoping. Actually, not necessarily got greedy. The damn breeze that was keeping the dew off stopped all real sudden like, and I did not notice it. And I was making my last pass across the back there, and I went through a little green spot, and it did not like that. So now I slugged the cylinder. So Dad went to get me a pipe wrench, try to at least get this thing cleared so that it's good for tomorrow. Truck's almost full. Hopefully, usually one truckload, if it's a little wet, they will take pity on you and they'll go ahead and take it, and they'll slap you on the wrist and say don't bring any more like that. So I guess we will have to see what happens. Unfortunately, it smells like common ragweed, so, and common ragweed kind of has a wild onion smell to it if you didn't know what the field looked like and you were sniffing it. So I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. So what happens when Mother Nature decides not to cooperate? Well, we got her cleared out. It wasn't too terrible. Took us about 10 minutes. It's crazy how quick that shit got tough, because it was fine when I drove in this corner and I made it about right there on the back side, and that was all she wrote. And it's not threshing out of the heads by hand anymore, so like this, it's not even, nothing's even really wet yet. It feels tough, like it's taking on moisture. So not a great way to start this off, but then again, we're also starting it off 2 weeks late, so I don't know how it could get any worse. The ragweed pisses me off though, because when I was out here last weekend trying to determine whether or not to cut, that stuff was only like yay tall. Like, you could have easily cut over top of it and never known it was there. Now it's as tall as the wheat, so sure hope I'm not the only one fighting this shit. Well, I know I'm not the only one fighting this shit, because Matt was doing some custom cut today, and that field had a bunch of grass in it, and he said normally they got a 9670 rotary, and they're only running a 20-foot head on it. I mean, granted, it's not a huge machine to begin with, but a 20-foot head is a really good match for it. And he said he was getting on the governor taking in that grass. He said it was pretty bad. So I know I'm not the only one fighting it. It just sucks that I have to fight it because it looks like hell. But anyway, what can you do? So I guess I'm gonna get up first thing in the morning and take that in and pray to God that it's under 15%. Pray to God they take it. If I took tomorrow off of work, hopefully it wasn't for nothing. I'd really like to keep on cutting. So I guess that does it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one.